What's good, YouTube? We finally have a deck list for the 104 Cadet Corps that I'm comfortable playing. All right, a lot of trial, a lot of errors. We got it down. It's not perfect by no means. You're still missing volume 2. But a quick warning. All right, this deck is not just a deck you just pick up and you're gonna go to the moon with it. All right, it takes a lot of reps. If you ask me, it's a hard deck to play. So if you're newer to the game, you could give it a try, but I wouldn't recommend it. This deck requires you to sweat, all right? And if you're not into that type of play style, then this deck is not for you. But if you pull it off, you get it done, it's very rewarding. I have a few gameplays that's gonna be coming up later throughout the week, showing you how to play the deck and its weakness and its strength. The only thing I've ran into where the deck really struggled was Asta, Red Asta. That one was really rough, really rough. It took me out real fast, all right? The removal and the pace of that deck, we can't compete with Asta, all right? Asta is in another level of his own, but did a couple test matches with Kenshin. That one's about like a 50-50, depends on who gets to go first and who sees their pieces first. So it's not bad against Kenshin, at least the red one. I haven't tested any other ones. But with all that being said, without further ado, let's get into the deck list. We're gonna start off with our zeros, and our first zero will be our main protagonist, Eren Yeager, right? So 0 energy, add to hand, 1500 BP. This is our raid target here. We run that as a 4 of. All right, next up, we have Mikasa Ackerman, all right? It's a 0, 2K, active trigger, another raid target. Can't complain about that one. Our third 0, bringing us up to 12-0, is our boy Armin, right? When play, draw 1, trash 1. Also has a draw trigger and 1500 BP. Believe it or not, this card is really good in this deck because it's good to cycle in your hand and getting those pieces that you really need to see. Next up, still on the main guy, the second big guy, Armin. All right, so this is the 1 drop. Run this as a 4 of because this card is really good. It has a draw trigger, it's 2K BP. But if you play this out with your special or with an Eren ability, you trash it, you draw 2, trash 1. Really good, really good for cycling. So run that as a 4. Now we're going into our 2 drops. Our first one, got Potato Girl. So this card is really good. It has a draw trigger, it's 3K BP, 2 energy, 1 action. What makes her really stand out is when played, she could buff herself or anything around her. That's 104 Cadet Corps on the field, all right? So this means she can make herself a 4K, she can make something that has a 3K, a 4K, or she can make our Eren a 5K impactor, all right? So she's really good in this deck. We have another 2 drop, which is Eren himself. This card has step, activate main. I may take a life, it gains 1K, making it a 4K. It also has that active trigger. So not too bad. Not my favorite card. I guess the step is really good, but overall, I think the card is kind of mediocre. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it could have been a little bit better, especially in this deck. Our next 2 drop is our Mikasa Ackerman. A lot of Mikasas in this deck. So she, during our turn, if I have 5 other 104 Corps Cadet, she gains 1K. We run her as a 2 of because she's a non-trigger, and there's a lot of non-triggers in this deck. But really good card. I really like this card because she helps put that pressure down, and she's only a 2 cost. So believe it or not, having 5 other Cadet Corps on the field at a time is not hard when you're cheating things out. So I really like this card, which is also another raid target. Next up, we have our 2 drop, 2 energy generation when active, 2500 BP Mikasas. So this one's really good because it helps get the game plan going. What we want to do is we want to set up that energy in the back line, get that 2 energy generation as fast as possible so we can start moving things up and getting things done without having to worry about whether or not we have enough energy. So she's really important to the game plan. I have our color trigger, another Mikasa, but this one really good card because during your turn, again, if there's 5 other on the field, she gains 500, making her a 4K. And also, if she were to be returned to our end on our turn, you could trash a card instead and leave her on the field. So you cheat her out with Eren or your special, and instead of her coming back to your hand, you trash a card, she stays on the field. all right? And that's also our color trigger if I didn't already mention that. All right, next up, we have our 3 drops and we run 3 Eren Yeager. So this card is really good because it also goes to the game plan where a lot of the things you want to cheat out is a 3 energy or less, all right? But not only that, this one is a 2 energy generation. And if you have 3 or less life, which more likely probably will be there most of the time, it comes out as a 4K. So really, really good card. Can't complain. Next up, we have our 4/2 Mikasa Ackerman. If Eren is on the field, she comes in active and she has impact 1 with a draw trigger, all right? So we only run this as a 2 of because it's kind of a little bit slow to the game plan, but she is a good finisher, all right? She's a 4K impact 1, really, really good finisher. The only problem is the deck doesn't run any AP restands, and 2 energy to put her out is a lot, all right? So unless I'm really going in to kill, yeah, I'm not really playing her. So most of the time, if she's in my hand, I'm keeping her because we want to make sure we have more than just Eren to help finish. So yeah, but good card. And then now we have our Raid Mikasa. We only run this as a 3 because again, sidelining a 3500 is not horrible, but it's a stipulation. She needs Eren's on the field. And yeah, it's really good for getting rid of like those nullify impactors or those little weenie blockers that's like 3K or less, right? So that's why I run her as a 3 of. She can be good. Also, she's a constant 4K on the field. Sometimes I even play her as just a body. So, but if I was to be trashing something from my hand, it probably would be one of these because you could get her to your hand or you could raid her, all right? So you don't have to worry about her out of life versus like this Mikasa that's only a draw trigger, so. And then last but not least, our last character, the boss himself, Eren Yeager. And this card is insane. Whenever you see this card, it's a kill on sight. You don't want this card to survive more than 1 turn, and rightfully so. This card is a menace. It is very, very, very powerful. So it's a 4K impact 1 when attacking. You may place up to 1 104 Cadet Corps from your front line onto top of your deck. And then if your front line is not full, you may play another 104 Cadet Corps that's 3 energy or less from your hand onto the field, onto your front line as active, all right? That card does get, at the end of your attack phase, it returns to your hand. But this sets you up to do so many attacks. Like you have turns where you do 5 or 6 attacks even just off this card, which is insane pressure, all right? Something gotta give. You're giving me characters or you're taking hits, all right? It's just straight pressure. We run that as a 4 of. And then last but not least, we have our specials. So the reason why I go 2/2 on these specials is sometimes there's things in your way that you need to get out of the way, all right? And this special is good because it's 1,000 multiplied the number of 104 Cadet Corps on your deck, right? So you could get rid of an 8K, hypothetically. You probably never really get that far, but you could definitely get rid of a 5K or a 6K most of the time, all right? So this card is really, really good, especially when you go up against like a Lancelot or something like that, where you need to just get rid of that card that's stopping you from finishing off the game, all right? And then right here, we have our omnidirectional mobile gear, right? This one is really, really good. You draw 2 and play up to 2 with 300 or less, and also gain at the end of the attack phase, it returns to your hand, okay? So the thing is this, you could use this to play out cards that you want to raid on, or you could use this to play out cards that you just need to attack with, or you could just use it to just draw cards, you know? The options are endless with this card. So yeah, it doesn't kill anything, but it's still a really, really good card. But yeah, I believe that's all I have. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments down below. Other than that, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out.